Hello, splendid people! Today I'm going to look at one or maybe two stories for Am I the A-hole? The first one we're going to get into is the one with the title Am I the A-hole for not congratulating my sister-in-law on her planned pregnancy and telling her she's making a mistake instead? From the title, I would say, oh yes, you could be the a-hole. But we don't know the full story yet, so let's delve into that one before we're going to make a judgment call. My brother works as a car rental agent and his salary is not livable at all. His wife is a stay-at-home mom for their 4-year-old, so he is the sole provider and he's been receiving a fixed sum from both my mom and other sister to keep things afloat. I also helped a few times when I could. Okay, that's not a good start. It means that this family can already not, you know, make it with the money that the dad is making, and they're receiving help from two people in their family, or, three from the occasional help from the OP. That's not the best position to get another child in, but let's see how it goes further. Some time ago, my sister-in-law told me she wanted another child because she didn't want their son to be an only child and asked me what I think. I advised her against it and told her to either wait till my brother gets promoted or until she gets a job. I told her it would be realistically impossible to provide for another child when you're barely coasting by and that she was still young, 27 years old, and I also told my brother the same thing. Yeah, 27 is actually still young enough to wait for a few years and have another child. About 3 weeks ago, my brother calls me all happy and tells me his wife is pregnant. I told him great, I wish you good luck, and soon hang up. I never called sister-in-law to congratulate her, nor went over to their place for the baby shower. I told them I was busy. Yesterday we had dinner at our parents' house and I inevitably met my sister-in-law. She told me, I'm pregnant with an excited tone. I told her, yeah, I know. That's great. I wish you good luck. She then said, so? That's it? I asked her what she meant and she said, aren't you happy for me? I told her my feelings are irrelevant here and their decision is up to them. She told me of course they matter and begged me to please honestly tell her what I think. So I told her I frankly think you're making a mistake and this innocent child is going to suffer the consequences of your selfishness. You are not ready to care for another little life when you can't even pay your bills. How long do you think my mom and sister are gonna support you? She interrupted me and said, what the hell? That's none of your fucking business. I only asked you out of politeness, but you really didn't hold back at all. I told her you're the one who told me to be honest. She said that I told you be honest with me, not be a douche. She then called me an a-hole and went off to complain to my brother. I didn't want to entangle with them and grabbed my purse and left. Sometime later my mom calls me fuming and tells me I had no right to make any comment whatsoever. She said I should have congratulated them properly and left it at that. That even if she was the one who asked for my opinion, I should have known better than to hurt her with those words. I think my words might have been pretty hurtful and I went too far. Am I the a-hole? Actually, no, I don't think you are. Because look at it this way. You have this family of three, which cannot survive off the salary of the husband, who needs the help of the OP's mother and the OP's sister consistently, and the OP also pitched in a few times here and there. So, simply put, they don't have enough money as is. And what they're going to do now is push out another baby into this world, which is expensive as kids are, and they can't afford one. They cannot afford a fourth family member if they can't even afford a third, three people in a family. So the mother gets angry at the OP and says it's none of your business and you should have been happy for them. So does that mean that the mom is going to give them even more money so that the family can, keep getting fed and go to the doctor and go this and there and do everything that a family needs to do? And yes, she did ask her honestly, and she should have known, the sister in law who got pregnant, that the opinion of her sister in law, the OP, wouldn't be very nice because she had already told her that she didn't think it would be a good idea if she got pregnant. And then she got pregnant, and then somehow she expected like a nice, happy, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got pregnant. It's so nice. Oh, congratulations," kind of response. I mean, that's delusional. You knew her opinion about it, and yet you still went ahead, got pregnant. You probably were already pregnant by the time you first asked, but then you ask her to be honest, and when she is honest, you cannot handle it. I mean, sure, in a way, you could say that the OP could have worded things a little bit different. Like say, "Look, I'm really happy for you that you got pregnant and all. I'm just worried about the financial situation because you're already having trouble with three people. And how are you going to raise this baby? Are you getting a job? Is your husband getting a second job? Or is my mom and my sister, are they going to help you out even more and give you more money?" I, I don't know. I would have maybe worded things a little bit different, but maybe not, because maybe I would have been too surprised after the first time I said I don't think it's a good idea to become pregnant, and then hear 3 weeks later that she is pregnant. I would feel like my opinion didn't even matter in the first place, because she obviously became pregnant. And then suddenly, when she's honest, suddenly the opinion matters and she should have been nice and happy and, "Oh my gosh, that's great." No, it doesn't work like that. If you're not able to be responsible for three people, you're not able to be responsible for four people. And if somebody tells you that honestly when you ask for it, then you should be able to take it and think about it. Think what you're going to do to be able to support another baby in your family. Simple as that. It's a bit like when somebody who is on Social Security and doesn't really get a lot of money wants to rescue a dog or a cat from a shelter, and then when the cat or the dog seems to be getting sick, they need to take it to the vet, and then they write on the internet that, you know, my animal seems to be sick, but I don't have the money to take it to a vet because I'm on Security, and it, turns out that they were already on Social Security when they got the pet. So they knew they would not be in the financial position to take their animal yearly or when they got sick to a vet. And I would always say that I felt that was very unfair and not smart to get a pet if you knew that you couldn't afford it. and the backlash I got, it was it was like 50-50. Half of them agreed with me, and half of the responders were like, "What? Poor people don't deserve to have a pet? Oh, that's awful. That's mean." No, what's awful is that the pet in question does not get the care and the food and everything that it needs simply because you did not take into account that the animal could get sick or would need different kinds of food that you couldn't afford. Think before you do something, before you adopt an animal or before you bring a child into your life, if you have the financial stability to do so. And if it takes somebody else to point that out to you, then so be it. But don't ask for someone's opinion, shove it aside, get pregnant, ask for their opinion again, and expect them to suddenly change their whole opinion on everything and be happy. That's just stupid. And no, that means, in my book, she's not the a hole. She was honest before, she's honest now, and that's simply how it is. I do wonder how you guys feel about it. If you were the pregnant one, would you have asked for an honest opinion? Would you even have asked her at all? And if you were the OP, how would you have responded if you'd already given your first opinion and then it turns out they didn't do anything with it and got pregnant in the first place? Ask you for an honest opinion. What would you do? Would you be careful with your words and, swallow whatever anger and negative feelings that you have and say, okay, well, that's great, congratulations? Or would you be like the OP and give your honest opinion, basically repeating what you already said a few weeks before? Please drop your comments below and let me know what you think about this one. And I'm going to do a second one. This is one about Thanksgiving. The title is Am I the A-hole for not inviting my pregnant sister-in-law to Thanksgiving? I, 33 female, hosted Thanksgiving this year. Every year it rotates between me, my sister, and my brother's homes. It's a pretty big gathering that normally involves my siblings, their partners, my sister's kids, and our parents. This year, my brother James, 35 male, and his wife Becky, 31 female, are having their first child. The baby is due in spring. We have a traditional Thanksgiving meal, watch the parade, play games as a family, couple drinks together in the evening, the usual stuff. Same kind of thing every year. This year, a couple weeks back, I get what is basically a list of demands from Becky in our family group chat. She wants to come, but her pregnancy means some things need to be adjusted. Her rules were no poultry as the smell makes her sick, no alcohol as the smell makes her sick, and she can't join in. That last one seems to be the biggest problem, but fine. The food needs to be served early as she needs to nap during the time it's normally served, and she doesn't want to play the games as she tires easily, so we can just listen to music or talk in the evening instead. How about you ask them if they have a separate bed, like a guest room where you can go upstairs, go lay down, maybe nap a little bit, while the family below is playing their games like usual? I don't know, seems like a good idea to me. I was really upset by this. First, none of us are vegetarian, so I don't really know how to prepare a turkey alternative. But secondly, I'd already ordered the turkey and it seems like a waste. Yeah, it is. And not to be able to drink, eat when we want to, or even play our games in the evening just feels so unreasonable when nine of us won't get to celebrate in the way we'd like to. Yep. In the family chat, I replied and said while I would make her a non poultry meal and would make sure people don't drink at the table, I wouldn't ban poultry or alcohol from the house, and I certainly would not be not playing our games, particularly as my niece and nephew are now old enough to join in and really loved it last year. Both James and Becky said I was being unreasonable and that she's pregnant, so I need to be more understanding. My mom joined in and said it's not hard to accommodate, but I was really annoyed by this point. I told Becky she was uninvited if she can't accept any compromise whatsoever. James called me separately to say I'm excluding her and ruining their Thanksgiving, and she cannot help how she feels during pregnancy. I said I wasn't excluding her, and she's welcome if she can accept that Thanksgiving has to work for everyone else too. In the end, neither Becky or James came over. It was a weird day without them, and I'm sad that they weren't there, but I feel like I wasn't unreasonable. I do want to make amends, but am I the a hole? No, you provided a compromise, and I said maybe you could have given her the idea of eating her meal a little bit early and then go upstairs to take like a nap or something while the rest of the family is downstairs and eating their meals at the usual time and then play games. Sure, it's nice if everybody can do the same things even when you're pregnant, but sometimes things don't work out that way. Sometimes you have so many people that you want to cater to that if there's one person who is a bit different than usual, you just have to work with what you got. And if you can give her a compromise, which you seem to have been doing, then Becky could have said, okay, well, I'm sad that I cannot be there for everything, but I'm already happy to be there no matter what. And I'm thankful that I can spend Thanksgiving with you guys, even if it's not the same way as it would normally. I would. I mean, I have my own issues, and if I were invited to any Thanksgiving, because we don't celebrate it here, but if I was to be invited for a Thanksgiving, I would tell them, listen, I have some issues with staying awake and whatever else my problems are. I would tell them and I would say or ask if it's possible to have my meal a bit earlier and then maybe go upstairs if they have a guest room or just lay on the couch or whatever. I don't really need to sleep. If I can just lay down, it's already okay. If they can accommodate to that, then I'm super happy and grateful that they will. And sure, I'm a little bit, I would feel a bit left behind or left out if they get to eat all together and, have a few drinks or whatever. But just being there with the people that I love, that in itself would be so much more important to me than being catered to, that everybody has to change their whole schedule and every activity just because I'm there. I would feel terrible if they have to accommodate everything towards me. Even if it meant a pregnancy, I really would not want them to mess up, you know, whatever they had planned just because I'm the one who's pregnant and I'm the one who cannot stand the smell of alcohol or poultry or whatever. And if a host says, look, I can, do this and this and this for you, I would be so happy if they gave me like an opportunity to eat early lay down somewhere, downstairs, upstairs, whatever. And after that, I would feel more energized again to go downstairs and maybe even join in what they were doing. Being accommodated to in a few ways would already make me so happy. And I cannot believe that somebody makes the entire Thanksgiving about them. Look, I'm pregnant. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. I cannot do whatever. And y'all need to do what I can do and, you know, please me. Because it's all about me now that I'm pregnant. I'm a pregnant princess who needs her glass slippers and her tiara, and everybody needs to do what I need and what I need them to do because I'm special. Nope, no way. OP is not the original a-hole. She's not the a-hole at all. Again, I'm wondering, what do you guys feel about this one? Do you think the writer, the OP of this one, is the a-hole, or is it Becky and James, or is it just an unfortunate misunderstanding? How do you feel? How would you react if you were the pregnant one, or if you were the host? I'm really curious, so please do leave a comment below, and I'm wishing you a splendid morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, or just night, wherever you are. And I will see you hopefully in my next video. And until then, stay safe, and I will see you. Bye bye.